Have you ever felt that your pain isn't like everyone else's? That what hurts you also transforms you? When a chosen one gets hurt, the impact goes far beyond the skin, emotion, or circumstance. There is something invisible happening, something spiritual, deep, that changes the course of your life. And few people truly understand this. The pain of a chosen one is different. It isn't punishment. It's a calling. It's as if every wound were a reminder from heaven saying, "You are not ordinary." Many wouldn't have survived what you've already faced. But you are here. Maybe tired, maybe wounded, but here. And that alone is a sign. Something inside you is being activated, even if it doesn't make sense yet. In this video, we'll walk together through 7 spiritual revelations that show what really happens when a chosen one is hurt. You'll understand why certain pains seem to push you inward, yet at the same time, align you with something much greater than yourself. It's a process. It's intense, but it's never in vain. If you feel that your pain has prepared you, or is preparing you for something that hasn't yet been revealed, then this video is for you. Here you'll find clarity, strength, and maybe the confirmation your spirit has long been waiting for. Don't skip any part, because what you'll hear may change the way you see everything. And before we begin, take a moment to subscribe to the channel. That helps me continue bringing messages like this. And if something here speaks to you, leave a comment afterward. I want to hear your story. Let's walk together. The pain of a chosen one is a portal, and you're about to pass through yours. Pain arrives without warning, sometimes as betrayal, other times as abandonment, loss, or silence. What many don't realize is that, for a chosen one, the impact of that pain goes beyond emotion. It goes deep, as if it pierces the body and awakens something ancient, asleep. An inner voice that once was silent begins to whisper, "Wake up, there is something more." For those on the outside, it just looks like suffering. But those who live it know there's more going on. It's as if the pain activates a code, an inner calling that says, "You can't live the same way anymore." The wound, however intense, becomes a breaking point. What was once comfortable no longer fits. What was once familiar no longer makes sense. That rupture hurts because it shakes everything. It dismantles certainties, breaks illusions, and pushes the chosen one to a new level of awareness. At first, it feels like chaos, but with time, clarity begins to appear. You notice that something inside you is changing, and what seemed like an ending was, in truth, just the beginning of a new version of yourself. Awakening is never easy. It demands surrender. Pain makes the chosen one look within. Questions arise. Why did this happen to me? What am I being called to see? That's when the process begins. You step out of autopilot. You start questioning everything. And in the midst of tears, you discover the strength to look at yourself with truth. This first awakening is lonely. Not everyone will understand. The people around you may even say that you're overreacting or dramatizing, but you feel something deeper is being touched. And even if you can't explain it, you know it's not just ordinary pain. It's spiritual. It's as if something sacred is being birthed. Each wound becomes a doorway, an initiation, something that calls you inward and reveals. You are more than you thought. You are not a victim of what you lived, but part of something much greater. The awakening happens in the invisible, but it changes everything in the visible. Who you were no longer returns. And the one being born is someone more whole, more aware, and stronger. After the initial shock, something begins to clear within the chosen one. The pain that once felt meaningless begins to reveal itself as part of a plan. Not a cruel plan, but a refining path. When the chosen one is wounded, it's as if the universe says, Now is the time to remember why you are here. Pain becomes a compass. Instead of destroying you, it begins to guide you. All that used to feel normal now bothers you. Situations, conversations, habits you once tolerated now weigh heavily. You feel like you can no longer fit into what has no truth, because pain has pushed you toward something deeper, your purpose. It's in this stage that many chosen ones change the course of their lives. They leave relationships, change jobs, move away from environments that no longer align with their new frequency. It's not escape. It's spiritual survival. The pain has illuminated the path. It has shown what is real and what is merely illusion. And now, the chosen one must decide, move forward or remain bound. Purpose begins to show signs. It doesn't come with a manual, but with sensations, intuitions, desires that were once dimmed. You begin to remember what gives you life, what makes you pulse, and you understand that everything that hurt you also revealed you. The pain wasn't the end. It was the push. And what seemed like loss was liberation. At this point, the chosen one begins to use pain as raw material. They transform pain into vision, grief into faith, despair into action. The wound becomes a mission. That's when they understand that everything they've lived was preparation. Nothing was by chance. Every tear was a seed of purpose. You look back and realize the parts that hurt the most were exactly the ones that made you awaken. And now you carry scars, yes, but each one shines with meaning. Because now you know that your pain was never just yours. It prepared you to help, to heal, to become a bridge. When a chosen one is wounded, something inside them breaks. And that's part of the process. This breaking isn't destruction. It's refinement. God allows certain pains not to punish you, but to shape you. Just as gold needs fire to shine, the chosen one needs pain to become who they truly are. At first, this breaking feels cruel. You feel as though you're being taken apart. Nothing seems to make sense. People drift away, plans collapse, even your faith begins to tremble. But in the midst of the chaos, God is working in silence. He is removing from you everything that doesn't align with the mission He prepared for you. The chosen one is someone who must be cleansed within before being lifted up outwardly. And that cleansing hurts. It hurts because it removes masks, illusions, and attachments. It hurts because it reveals truths you didn't want to see. But it's necessary. The refining process is lonely, but it's what makes you grow. It's what transforms a wound into strength. During this time, the chosen one learns to depend completely on God. When everything earthly fails, the spiritual becomes real. Pain then turns into prayer. Tears become seeds. Silence becomes a school. And in the midst of the fire, the chosen one realizes, I'm not being destroyed. I'm being formed. What God does in this process is profound. He breaks pride, softens the heart, and strengthens the spirit. Every broken piece is placed back in the right place with purpose. And in the end, you realize that what seemed like the end was really the reconstruction of something much stronger. The breaking reveals what was hidden. It shows gifts you didn't know you had. It exposes old wounds that needed healing. It teaches you to look at life with more compassion, because now you know what it means to bleed. The chosen one learns to see others' pain differently, because they've already been through the same fire. Refinement transforms the gaze, the voice, and even the presence of the chosen one. They no longer speak of pain as someone who complains, but as someone who teaches. They no longer carry resentment. They carry wisdom. The fire that seemed to destroy you was the same fire that polished you. And when the process ends, something new exists within you. A silent strength the world can recognize. After the breaking comes the revelation. When the chosen one passes through the fire and survives, something within them awakens. It's as if suffering has activated a spiritual code that was hidden. Gifts, perceptions, and sensitivities begin to emerge. They start to see life with different eyes and feel things differently. These gifts don't appear out of nowhere. They were always there. Only dormant pain is the trigger that awakens them. Because it's through vulnerability that the chosen one becomes more sensitive to the divine. Suffering opens the soul, and God uses this open space to release gifts that were once blocked by fear, ego, or distraction. You begin to notice that your intuition has grown stronger, that your dreams bring messages, that you can sense the energy of people, places, and situations with greater clarity. It's as if a new sense has been born within you. And even though it may feel frightening at first, it's only the beginning of your spiritual activation. Pain has taught you to listen, to be more present, and above all to discern what is true. Now you can feel when something is wrong, even if no one says it. This sensitivity is not a burden, it's purpose. God has given you spiritual eyes to see beyond the visible, to guide, protect, and heal those who cross your path. Some gifts manifest as deep empathy, others as wisdom, some as the power of words, the gift of comforting, inspiring, calming. Each chosen one has a unique gift, and it is born precisely from the places where there was pain, because where you suffered, God planted purpose. But it's important to understand, gifts come with responsibility. The chosen one must learn to use them with humility and discernment. The same gift that can heal can also wound if used without love. That's why, before acting, the chosen one prays. Before speaking, they listen, because they now know they carry something sacred within. This activation also changes the way the chosen one sees the world. They no longer see people as good or bad, but as souls at different levels of pain and learning. This vision brings compassion. The chosen one understands that the gift is not meant for display, but for service. And the more they serve, the stronger they become. Activation is the point where pain becomes power. Not a power of domination, but of presence. A silent power that changes environments, comforts hearts, and illuminates minds. The chosen one becomes an instrument, and everything that once seemed like a wound is now a tool. Everything that once seemed like loss is now a gift. The wound was the portal, the pain was the path, and the gift is the reward. This is the cycle of every chosen one, to break, to refine, and to awaken. Suffering didn't destroy you. It only revealed who you have always been. When a chosen one is hurt, the impact doesn't just reach the body or the mind, it touches the soul. And in that deep touch, an energetic reorganization begins to take place. It's invisible to the eyes, but powerful in its effect. It's as if God takes each broken piece and rearranges it with a new purpose, in a new vibration. This reorganization doesn't happen gently. It is felt as fatigue, confusion, insomnia, or even sensations that can't be explained. But deep down, what's happening is a spiritual realignment. The body tries to adapt to a higher energy. It's as if, after the pain, the chosen one were being prepared for a new mission. This new vibration starts to push away people and situations that no longer align with your path. And at the same time, it begins to attract true, deep connections that are aligned with your soul. Everything that is false begins to dissolve, not because the chosen one wants it to, but because their energy can no longer contain what isn't authentic. The environment also begins to affect them more. Noisy places, negative people, or heavy energies cause almost instant discomfort. This is not oversensitivity, it's spiritual sensitivity. The chosen one begins to realize they must take care of their atmosphere. They understand that their energy is now a tool, and like any tool, it must be protected. This reorganization also activates new gifts. The chosen one begins to perceive messages between the lines. Dreams become visions. Premonitions become warnings. They don't know how they know. They just know. It's the spirit manifesting in a clearer, more vivid way. It's the invisible shouting inside them. You have been activated. With this come responsibilities. The chosen one becomes aware of what they carry. They can no longer live as before, because now they know. They know their energy carries weight, that their gaze touches, that their word heals or wounds, so they learn to use everything with wisdom. They learn that silence also speaks. This process, though sacred, can also be lonely. Not everyone will understand what's happening. Many will walk away without an apparent reason. Others will criticize the change. But the chosen one knows. What is being created within them is greater than others' opinions. Greater even than they can yet comprehend. The reorganization is preparation. The soul is being aligned with heaven. And when that happens, nothing remains the same. It's the beginning of a new season. A season where the chosen one doesn't just survive, they begin to bloom even after the pain. After the energetic reorganization, something new is born within the chosen one, a strength they've never felt before. It doesn't come from pride or ordinary self-confidence. It's a quiet strength, rooted in the pain lived, the faith strengthened, and the lessons learned. This strength doesn't shout, it simply exists. The chosen one who has overcome great pain carries a different presence. They don't need to prove anything. Just being is enough. Their energy speaks for them. Their story becomes a beacon, and their triumph, a living testimony that pain was not the end. It was the beginning of a truer, braver version of themselves. This strength is subtle, but solid. It's the strength of someone who fell and got back up, who cried but kept going, who was rejected but still chooses to love. It's the strength of someone who was betrayed but didn't become bitter, of someone who suffered but still carries light in their eyes. This strength is born from endurance and blossoms into purpose. Many tried to stop you, tried to silence your voice, to make others doubt your steps. But you didn't stop. You walked even while wounded, and today you carry something no one can take away. A real story, forged in pain, molded in faith, and covered by grace. That is the strength of the chosen ones. It cannot be seen with the eyes, but it can be felt in the soul. Healing also reveals the true value of things. What once seemed important is now just distraction. The chosen one learns to prioritize what's essential: peace, truth, mission. No more time is wasted on what doesn't build up, because someone who has been broken knows how much it costs to rebuild, and they guard what they've rebuilt with maturity. The strength that comes from overcoming also manifests in generosity. The chosen one doesn't just want to win, they want to lift others. They know their pain had purpose, and now they want their healing to serve as a path for those still in darkness. The chosen one becomes a bridge, becomes a refuge, becomes a light. This strength, though calm, is unshakable, because it doesn't depend on external circumstances. It was born in the desert, forged in silence. It is spiritual, and no one can take it, because it wasn't given by humans. It was given by God. And those who receive this strength understand, nothing is the same anymore. Overcoming turns the chosen one into someone unbreakable, not because they no longer suffer, but because they now know they can always rise again. And that changes everything. Because those who no longer fear the bottom have already conquered half of life. And those who know their own strength no longer depend on anyone's approval. This strength brought you this far, and it will carry you much farther still. Not everything is resolved with words. Many times the chosen are wounded in silence, without a chance to defend themselves. They are misunderstood, judged, betrayed, all while just trying to fulfill their purpose. But there is something greater than human justice, spiritual justice, and it is this justice that manifests when a chosen one is hurt. To those on the outside, it seems like nothing happens. It looks as if the one who caused the pain gets away with it. But the universe does not sleep. God is not indifferent. What many don't realize is that the pain of a chosen one never goes unanswered. Every energy sent, every injustice, every attack returns to its point of origin. Always. This spiritual justice doesn't need to be activated by words or desires for revenge. It is automatic. The chosen one doesn't need to retaliate. Their protection is already active. It's as if an invisible law comes into motion the moment the pain is caused, and it operates with precision, returning to each what they have sown. The return often doesn't come directly. It comes as harvest. Those who wound a chosen one reap confusion, loss, and blockage. They feel a weight they can't explain. The doors that once seemed open start to close. Things stop flowing. Because the energy of the harm they sent is coming back. This is not a curse. It's balance. The universe works to restore what was violated. And when the chosen one is wronged, that balance begins silently first, by removing from the chosen one's life what no longer serves. Then, by adjusting the path. And finally, by revealing the truth for all to see. Often, the chosen one doesn't even need to know what happened to those who hurt them, because they are already vibrating on a different frequency. They have already moved on, grown, advanced. But at some point, justice reveals itself. Those who hurt you begin to live what they wished upon you. And the most powerful part, you didn't have to do anything. The chosen one doesn't wish evil. Even when hurt, they remain a bridge. They remain a channel. That's why, when divine justice manifests, it carries no hate. It carries teaching. What returns to those who harmed you isn't just consequence. It's also an opportunity for learning. The return may be harsh, but it is always fair. Some might say, but they hurt me and are living well. Calm down. Not everything is as it seems. The exterior may show smiles, achievements, pretty posts, but inside, the soul is being confronted. Peace is gone. Sleep is heavy. The conscience demands payment. Energy doesn't lie. And the universe doesn't make mistakes. You may have been humiliated, deceived, even ridiculed. But if you remained in truth, God saw everything, and His justice is different from man's. It is not based on appearances or arguments. It looks at the heart, and whoever plants pain in the heart of a chosen one plants a storm in their own life. The most remarkable thing is that while the other receives back what they caused, the chosen one is lifted up. God raises you in front of those who tried to bring you down, not for revenge, but to show that no one can stop whom He has chosen. The table is prepared. Honor comes, and all can see. This justice is not meant to feed the ego of the chosen one, but to strengthen their faith, so they know they were never alone, that their pain was seen, that their offering was recognized, and that even in silence, heaven was working in their favor. That renews, heals, and gives meaning to the journey. Whoever tries to destroy a chosen one interferes with God's plan, and that has consequences. Because the chosen one doesn't walk alone. They carry purpose, light, and a mission. When they are attacked, it's not just them who feel it. The entire spiritual realm moves to protect, restore, and justify their pain. Pain was never the end of the road for the chosen ones. It has always been the starting point, the beginning of something bigger, more aware, more aligned with who you were born to be. Every tear that fell purified you. Every loss you experienced freed you. And every injustice you endured pushed you toward your true path. You're not weak for having been hurt. You're strong for continuing anyway. For standing up even when no one offered a hand. For forgiving without getting an apology. And for staying firm when everything told you to stop. That's what it means to be chosen. Not by merit, but by mission. You carry a light that the world tries to extinguish, but cannot. And if you feel that all of this made sense, I have a request for you. Share in the comments. Talk to me. Tell me, at what moment in your pain did you feel that something inside you changed? That you were no longer the same? That your faith grew stronger? Your vision clearer? That something was activated within you? Your comment may seem simple, but it could be the answer another chosen one is waiting for. Sometimes, all someone needs is to know they are not alone. And you can be that channel. Write, even if it's just a sentence. Leave your truth written here. And if this message touched your heart, subscribe to the channel. Here, we talk about what few have the courage to talk about. We expose the pain, but we also celebrate the new beginnings. This space is for you, the one who was hurt, doubted, forgotten, but who is still standing. You are a chosen one. Never forget that. And your pain was only the beginning.